few years ago I started diving again, and I now use a GoPro video camera to capture all of each dive, and then I select just a few segments to use in videos. All of this video was shot during a single dive at Ricketts Point. Ricketts Point Marine Sanctuary is one of our favourite dives in Port Phillip. It's only 22 kilometres from the heart of Melbourne and was established in 2002. It includes 115 hectares of seagrasses, sandstone reefs and bommies. Most of the area is less than 5 metres deep and has an amazing variety and amount of life, testified to by the number of fishing boats you'll see anchored just outside the park boundaries. You'll see lots of dusky morwongs here, both above the reefs and in the areas of seagrasses. They grow up to about 1.2 metres and are often found in pairs lying in the grasses. One of the great things about diving here is how close you can get to these fish. Leather jackets are a common sight at Ricketts Point as well, from large schools of juveniles right up to huge individuals like this one. They're often inquisitive and will come right up to us during our dives. As this is such a shallow dive, we can easily spend large amounts of time in the water. On this dive, Kirsty and I were underwater for just over 90 minutes. The sandstone ledges support lots of life, sheltering and hiding fish like these southern hula fish, and providing us with lots of opportunities to take photos. Depending on the wind direction, visibility in the water can be between 3 and 10 metres. Northerlies and easterlies will give the best conditions for diving here, particularly if these winds have prevailed for a few days. Sweep, old wives and zebrafish are always around. The sweep will come right up to the camera or to my mask, and the old wives are normally seen in pairs. The zebrafish will often be seen in schools of somewhere between 10 and 30 individuals. If we look under the ledges, we'll often see stingarees, and if we're really lucky, from time to time we'll see Port Jackson sharks. Flathead are beautifully camouflaged against a sandy bottom, and sometimes we'll swim right over them without seeing them. When diving, it's common for your attention to be focused in one direction, and then, when you look elsewhere, you're surprised by what else is right next to you, like this stingaree. The long, shallow sandstone ledges contain lots of cracks and crevices for hiding fish, and for others, like this leather jacket, to feed on the vegetation supported by the sandstone. As you move along the ledge, you'll suddenly see a few zebrafish, and as you get a bit closer, the murk clears, and you can see that there are lots more fish in an area that at first impression appeared to have not much there at all. Getting even closer, you can see that along with the zebrafish, there are also lots of leather jackets and sweep, and the occasional scaly fin. The sea urchins all seem to have carved out little niches to help protect themselves. I don't know if each hollow is the work of one urchin or if it's something that builds up over generations of urchins all inhabiting the same niche, and making it more and more secure. A bit of movement right at the edge of our vision attracts our attention. After a few seconds, we can see a school of yellow kingfish swimming past. They're close enough to see, but not really close enough to get good photos. On our way back to the beach, we came up to the surface to take a bearing, and when I dropped back down to the bottom, I did so right on top of this banjo shark. They're also known as fiddler rays. It really is worthwhile heading down to Ricketts Point to see what's under the surface right on our doorstep. Nothing that you've seen in this video was outside the depths that are easily reached whilst snorkeling, and if you get into the water here, you'll see why many divers say that Port Phillip can be a better place to dive than the Great Barrier Reef. In the 1970s and 80s, I faced a steep learning curve whilst using a 35mm camera underwater, with a maximum of just 36 moments to capture in a single dive. Now I'm able to capture every second, and the hard part is working out which bits to leave out. I hope you've enjoyed this dive, and I look forward to sharing more of my time underwater with you.